What a headshot! What a head!
How's it guys, this is Dayvy, FPL, and welcome back to the Fantasy Premier League video here on my channel. Now in this video, I will take you guys through my transfer plan for the upcoming Game Week 30. So yes, Game Week 30, we are entering the end game of this current FPL season. So from now on, even more than the previous game weeks, we've got to get the right moves in place. Luckily though, that's exactly what I'll be talking about in this specific transfer plan as I go over my potential move for the upcoming game week. Now I know, double Game Week 29 hasn't concluded yet, we're actually at the halfway point as I'm recording this video, which is going to be on Tuesday afternoon. So tons of games coming up tonight, tomorrow night, but in the transfer plan coming up on probably Thursday, I'll go over the ladder fixtures. So in this video, I'll start off with a review of the first half of Game Week 29, are we currently on a green arrow, a red arrow, and who do we still have left to play? I'll then move on to my current team selection with no transfers made, just to give you guys the context of my team. Then finally, to conclude the video, I'll be going over my transfer plan, where I do plan to use one free transfer and that 5.3 million left in the bank. So that's something I was interested in. Sit back, relax, and let's get straight into it. So starting off with a review of the first half of the biggest double of the season, Game Week 29, well luckily, we are currently on a green arrow, but if we weren't on a green arrow with the bench boost activated, I'd be pretty worried. So current points are 72, and we still have a lot of players left to feature. Now the Game Week rank of 430k, which is one of the highest of my current season, boosted us up in the ranks to 175k. So that was about a 25% rank rise, and hopefully from now till the end of the game week, we can improve on that. Now finally, according to the transfer plan, one free transfer, and as mentioned early on, 5.3 million in the bank, which I probably will use for quite a significant upgrade. So talking about kind of the bench boost, let's go over our bench. Luckily this week, it actually means something, as all the points you see currently are going to be added to our score. Going to start off with our second goalkeeper, Raya, made a massive 11 saves in their draw to Brighton, so he ended up with 6 points. So what you guys can tell your grandkids is that Raya kept a clean sheet in this fixture, but didn't get any bonus points. Now he still has United coming up, which is quite a tough game, and because I captain Rashford, I'm almost hoping that he doesn't keep a clean sheet. The next up is Harry Kane. Was quite a mad fixture that happened last night. Everton getting the red card, Harry Kane getting a yellow card because of that. Spurs then getting a penalty, Harry Kane converts it but isn't anywhere near the bonus points. Then Michael Keane scores late into that fixture, and slowly Harry Kane gets 2 bonus points. So obviously I was pretty happy at the end of the day, didn't own any Spurs defenders, owned Harry Kane, and he made the bench a little bit more worthwhile. Now the biggest disappointment of the game week came about 5 minutes before the deadline. We did get some rumours of a potential benching for Saka. I thought it might have been an April Fool's joke, because why would you bench Saka? The news came out before the fixture that he actually was benched because he missed training the previous day. So the S in Saka standard for sick because unfortunately he was a little bit ill and only managed about 30 minutes in that Leeds fixture. Now what I would have done for Saka to start that fixture, when he came on I think they were leading about 3-0 and Gabriel Jesus took the penalty that Saka wasn't on the field for. So at the end of the day, a little bit unlucky there, as I do feel if Saka started that game, he would have got us some F4 points. But I guess it is what it is at the end of the day. F4 can be like this, it can be a cruel game, and it's just one of those moments. Then our final player, Henry, only contributing 1 point. Obviously they conceded quite a few to Brighton, so only the 1 point appearance, and he has United up next as well. So in terms of our bench, as you guys will always know, if you watch me for a couple of seasons, I always say 15 points is the minimum that your bench should score, and luckily we're on that metric for Game Week 29. Now yes, if we did choose to use the bench boost in Game Week 27, I think our bench would have scored 26 points, which is obviously a lot more. So Raya and Henry are going to have to do an absolute masterclass, but as mentioned, I captain Rashford, so hopefully doesn't include a clean sheet. But you guys can comment down below. I think a lot of you would have been on the bench boost. How many points did your bench boost score this week? It probably beat mine at 15 points. But obviously the bench doesn't always matter. In terms of bench boost week, the starting 11 is as important, and I'm going to start off with our goalkeeper Kepa, who only returned 1 point. So this Chelsea defense over the past couple of game weeks hasn't been that great, Kepa included, and unfortunately hasn't been making too many saves. Now they lost out to Aston Villa 2-0, so that explains Kepa's only 1 point, and he's Liverpool at home coming up tonight. So will he get a clean sheet? Will he get some saves? Let's hope for some saves, and hopefully not a Salah goal. Now I would have started Kepa in our starting 11 anyway, so nice to see that Raya is outperforming him on the bench boost. Next up is going to be our 2 Newcastle assets, definitely kind of the star performers of our defense. Trippier ending on 12 points, and Botman ending on 7. So Trippier ended up getting an assist and also maximum bonus points, then Botman ended up getting 1. Now I wasn't really expecting too much from this Newcastle defense, so really happy that I got these points, and I think if you guys had Botman on your bench, you'd be even happier. Now will they do the same against West Ham United away? I'm hoping so. Great game on paper, definitely better than the first game against United. Then we have a Stupinan who unfortunately didn't keep a clean sheet, but I guess I did own Ivan Toney, his kind of opposition player. But let's hope against Bournemouth the way that they do keep one. Now is that expected? Probably not. Bournemouth had a pretty good performance in the first game of double Game Week 29, but right in the defense can also be quite strong. Now there has been some concern though about the international players being rested for Brighton's second fixture, so I'm just hoping that Estupiñán actually plays this one. But we'll see later on as Brighton are taking on Bournemouth later on, so by the end of the night we should be happy or sad. Then our final defender to go over is going to be Luke Shaw, a player that we brought in with one of the 2 free transfers, and he replaced Gabriel, who actually lost the clean sheet. So in terms of that move, I'm perfectly fine with it. Yes, Luke Shaw lost the clean sheet, lost 2-0 to Newcastle, but at least Gabriel, the player I took out, also lost his clean sheet. So let's see what Luke Shaw does tonight against Brentford at home after signing his new contract. Now talking about United, let's go over our 2 more midfield options. We've got Bruno Fernandes and also Rashford. Now Bruno was brought in as a replacement for Odegaard. You guys know how that ended. Should have gone for Saka out, but at the end of the day, I made the move a day earlier. So Odegaard ended up on I think 5 or 6 points after getting a bonus point and an assist, so all eyes on Bruno tonight. Now talking about kind of disappointment though, Marcus Rashford was included in that, thought that at least United would score 1, and Rashford hopefully would have been involved. That wasn't the case, only ended up on 2 points doubled to 4, so tomorrow night I really need a strong performance. Now if I didn't captain Rashford, I would have gone for one of my 2 Brighton assets, that was Mitoma and Solly March. Now both these 2 assets outperformed Rashford, and what I'm worried about is against Bournemouth away, I think they're going to score a few goals. So if you guys did captain a Brighton midfielder, I think you guys are going to be absolutely feasting tonight, as I'm expecting Brighton to cook against this Bournemouth away side. Now between Mitoma, March and McAllister, luckily though, there wasn't too much between them, but at the end of the day I probably would have captained Solly March. Now if you guys want to go see a massive goalkeeper performance, go replay the highlights of this one, just go look at the XG that Brighton created, and then you guys will understand why I do think they're going to score a few tonight. Just a great attacking side at the moment, living up to their XG per game, so might be a little bit of an early congratulations to you Brighton captainers. Now finally moving on to our forward line, and Ivan Toney returning maximum bonus points, even over Raya who got 11 saves. Now that was because of his goal, and I was super happy about that one, as he also escaped a yellow card. So if Ivan Toney tonight does get a yellow card, he'll be suspended for the next fixture, but that's fine as you probably will be taking him out. Then we have our transfer in from last week, Ollie Watkins. Nice to see that he was outperforming Kai Havertz, as vice versa was true in Game Week 28. So let's hope against this Leicester side there's no new manager bounce and Ollie Watkins can get back on the score sheet. So as you guys can see in terms of our bench, 15 points, hopefully get some more tomorrow night. And then we have a full starting 11 of double game week options. Let me know how your game week is currently going. Has it been a double game week to remember? Have you got a massive bench score, a massive overall point score? And are you currently on a green or red arrow? While you're at it, also let me know where you guys are in the overall ranks. Always like to see how you guys are keeping up. Now before we get onto the actual transfer plan for the upcoming Game Week 30, I want to give you guys some context about my current team, and we actually have a benching headache this week. Now if you guys do look at my bench, you'll see that it's heavily dominated by the Brentford assets. I've got Raya, Toney and Henry. Now regrettably am benching Ivan Toney, probably the only one that I'm a little bit scared of, as Brentford's form recently has been pretty strong. I just feel like the Newcastle fixture out of my starting 11 is probably the toughest game on paper, but you guys might disagree with me when you look at my starting 11. Now the only other bench option is Estupiñán from Brighton, but they have a tougher game against Spurs away. So now moving on to the starting 11, and I am benching a Raya because I do have Kepa against Wolves away, and I do believe that's a better fixture on paper. Now yes, Raya might make more save points, but I do trust the Chelsea defense slightly more, as Wolves are struggling to score at the current moment. But I guess Raya could come into the starting 11. There have been some concerns about Kepa's starting position, but while Mendy's still injured, I'm fine with playing him. Then our backline will still have that Newcastle double up, so that's kind of the reason why I'm benching Ivan Toney, is if I'm going to play 2 Newcastle defenders, I hope they keep a clean sheet. Now Brentford away is a little bit of a tougher game because of Ivan Toney anyways, but I won't play Henry or Estupiñán instead. Trippier always offers that attacking threat, Botman not so much, so there could be a case for Henry, as he is slightly more attacking. Our final defender to go over is going to be Luke Shaw. No complaints here. Everton at home, yes they did score last night against Spurs, but away from home they're not as great. Luke Shaw also does offer that attacking threat, and let's hope for a new goal after signing his new contract. Carrying on the United way of things, let's go over our 2 midfielders, Bruno Fernandes and Rashford, with Everton at home, great fixture. Let's just hope that we do see some more out of them against this Brentford at home side coming up tomorrow, as they were pretty bad on the weekend. Now as mentioned, Everton a lot worse away from home than at home, so let's hope that United can take advantage of that. Now carrying on with the double ups, our next double up is the Brighton assets, Mitoma and Solly March. Now there could be a case to actually start Ivan Toney over a Solly March or Mitoma, but I just believe at the current moment with the XG they are scoring, you can't bench these Brighton midfielders. Now we saw last night Spurs aren't the best of sides, on in the best of form after losing Conte, and I just believe that Brighton are one of the best sides in the Prem at the moment. So currently yes, my 2 assets will be starting in my team, but after the substitution or the transfer, let's see if I'm playing both of them. And the final option, because we kept Saka, I'll be keeping him for Game Week 30. He has Liverpool away, and on form, that's a great fixture. We saw on the weekend our Man City absolutely tore them apart. I believe the same will be true against Arsenal, even though it is an away game. So will we be rewarded for our patience of keeping Saka instead of taking a -4 to Maddison? I guess Game Week 30 will tell us. I do expect Saka to be back in the lineup, has a full week of recovery from this apparent illness. Then our final two players are going to be our forwards, and I've got Harry Kane against that Brighton at home side. Yes, Brighton have been better defensively, but just conceding 3 to Brentford, I've got my eyes set on Harry Kane. Now yes, Spurs aren't looking that great at the moment, so there could be a little bit of a debate after I make my transfer for that starting forward position. No questions will be asked though about Ollie Watkins against Nottingham Forest at home. Great fixture on paper, Aston Villa's super attacking side. Ollie Watkins in great form, name a better combination. So overall with my starting 11, you guys can see the reason I am benching Ivan Toney. Would I play Henry and maybe start Toney over one of my other options? Maybe, but on current form, it'd probably be for one of the Brighton midfielders, and I can't see myself benching one of them. But you guys can comment down below what you guys think, but comment after my transfer plan. Now the final talking point to go over is going to be all about captaincy, and I think this week before the transfer, there might be a little bit of a debate, but currently I've got the armband on Rashford. Now there are a lot of other options to go over. I mean, even a Saka against Liverpool could be an asset. Ollie Watkins against Nottingham Forest at home. Harry Kane, Brighton at home. They're all viable captaincy options, but I just believe Rashford, after seeing United tomorrow, if they look pretty strong, he might be a better asset. But comment down below who your captain is going to Game Week 30. But now going to the transfer plan for the upcoming game week, and I think this week it's either making a move or banking a transfer. I don't think any hits will be in place. The reason for that is obviously my starting 11 looks pretty strong, so unless we get some major injury news, I think it'll be one free transfer or a bank. Now my transfer for this week has been spoken about already. If you guys watched my kind of team selection last week, you guys will know that I had a move penciled in. Now that move is obviously going to be Ivan Toney out for Erling Haaland as long as he is back to full fitness. We saw on the weekend though in the stands, I believe he's back to full fitness. He was jumping around celebrating, so the injury can't be that bad. Now I think that Pep even said in his conference that Erling Haaland should be back for this weekend's fixture against Southampton away. But if you do get news that Erling Haaland will be out for another game week, then I'll simply just bank the transfer and probably play Ivan Toney on my bench. Other moves that I could also make if I want to take out Kepa or maybe a Raya, as that's a future move I do plan for, I could always go for Edison. But probably this move or banking a transfer looks likely for the upcoming Game Week 30. So now going back to my team selection, because if I do bring in Erling Haaland for Ivan Toney, obviously Toney was on my bench. I'm not going to bench Erling Haaland if I bring him in this week. Who would I actually bring out? But currently I think the main consideration might be taking Harry Kane out. I know Brighton at home might be a great game on paper. They conceded 3 to Brentford, but I still consider that Brighton defense to be pretty solid. Add to that, Spurs don't look that great going forward, and that's why if I do go for Erling Haaland, I think I will bench Harry Kane. Now in terms of captaincy considerations, I don't think I will change my captain. I don't think Erling Haaland plays the full 90 minutes, whereas compared to Rashford, I do think he plays the majority of minutes. I think Erling Haaland currently is on about 60 minutes or maybe 20 minutes off the bench, but 20 minutes off the bench against Southampton away could still do some damage. But comment down below, do you guys think this is the right play to bench? Would you rather bench maybe a Solly March, a Matoma? I'm really struggling with my benching order. As mentioned with the captaincy, probably won't change if I do go for Erling Haaland, but if you guys do bring him in, will you captain him? But that's the video guys, hope you did enjoy it. Don't like if you didn't subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Good luck for the remainder of Double Game Week 29, and I'll see you guys in the team section probably coming up on Thursday, where hopefully we'll be getting a green arrow. But I'm going to sign off. It's Dayvy FPL and I'm out. Cheers, bye.